Hello YouTube, welcome to your Monday edition of Driving Up Stocks. As always, I'm your host, Chef Icon. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that little red subscribe button down there. And also, as always, make sure you, Macho Man Randy Savage, for lion elbow drop that like button for me. Pretty please, cream and sugar on top. So, for the trading week ending June 12th, 2020, we were down. Markets overall were down last week. It was just after a strong start, it was a terrible end of the week. We did have a little upswing towards the end of the day, but it was definitely not enough. We ended the week at $206.40, so we were down 8.5% from the previous Friday. Kind of disappointing because we were on a very nice little tear there. No new trades or anything. We are still sitting on my wonderful 80s Gem and the Holograms reference, Showtime Synergy. That was one we picked up on a tip, but I got in a little bit late, so it had already that, and with everything, I basically picked it up on the day everything started to drop. Plus, I kind of missed the uptick on that one. I kind of got in on the uptick, I guess. I don't know. So we're kind of sitting there chilling on that one for a little bit. We do have our average cost down at like, what did I say, 18.125 cents or something. So it's not horrible. Pretty good feeling that that'll rebound when everything else rebounds. Markets started off Monday morning the 15th down even more. Just a lot of stuff going on. It sounds like there might be another outbreak in China, or rumors of another outbreak. They're locking things down. That kind of triggered a drop in the market right off the bat at market open this morning. Just things down overall. Another thing that impacted my portfolio personally is over the weekend and then going into first thing this morning, the cryptocurrencies kind of tanked. And the reading a little bit on that this morning, a couple articles. That's just being attributed to the stock market, that it's actually where Bitcoin and the other cryptos don't typically follow the stock market trends. Lately, they kind of have been, so they're saying that this is just a temporary dip, so good buy-in opportunity here. And then they're anticipating Bitcoin. I don't know timing, if it's end of the week, 2 weeks, what, but they're anticipating Bitcoin to spike up over $10,000 a coin again very soon. So might be a good time to sell, or good sales opportunity if you're trying to get out at a profit when that Bitcoin finally does pick up and spike on us again. So hopefully that happens soon, because as you all know, I'd really love to get out of my cryptos, but I just never, like I said, it gets there, it teases the selling point that I'm looking for, but it doesn't actually ever freaking hit that selling point that I'm looking for. So I end up stuck with this Bitcoin, got quite a bit tied up in that now, for a small portfolio like mine anyhow, pennies for most people. But I would like to get rid of that. So hopefully when this peak goes back up, because like I said, my Litecoin and my Ethereum, I'm going to be sitting on those a while before they get back up, because they are very slowly going up, where you get some good spikes with Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Dogecoin pretty closely follows the Bitcoin trends. The other ones kind of do, but to a smaller extent. If Bitcoin has a huge spike, Dogecoin typically does. The other two will also spike typically, but it'll be a much smaller spike, barely noticeable. So those are going to be ones that we're hanging on to for a while before we get back to profitability on those, get back into green on those. So that's what happened over the weekends. We kind of had a dip on the cryptocurrencies. All right. We did not buy into any new positions, didn't increase anything, did not sell out of anything. Obviously, with everything kind of having that dip there towards the end of the week, basically just camping out, waiting to see what this week holds. Hopefully we get some positive vibes going. see if there's any news that I know of on any of my stocks. Not really. I have not got to look into it, but I was watching a replay of Malone Money Mindset's live stream, one of his live streams he did yesterday. There was, I can't remember who it was, but there was somebody that was on his channel or in his live stream that was talking about realty income. You guys know I'm big on realty income. It ranks up there for me with Disney. Definitely like always a buy. But there was talk that the dividend is being increased on realty income, which would be great because, like I said, we had just in the past couple weeks been working on increasing our position on realty income. They do have a payout today for my portion. It's a nickel that I'm getting, not much, but dividend's a dividend, man. But my next one, I'll be anxious to see if there is an increase, if it affects this one for this month, or not like this month, but our next ex-dividend date, or will we have to wait further out? Again, I got to do a little bit more reading on that one. I just found that out kind of right before I left. I got to watch that live stream and heard that news. I haven't got to look into it, see what kind of increase there are, but I'm really hoping that I'm up to like 7 or 8 cents on that dividend now, and as I get closer and closer to a full share of realty income, I'm anxious to kind of see watch that little bit of dividend grow until we're up over $1, and we're every month when they have a dividend payout, that's throwing another $1 into realty income, because I did set up my DRIP for Robinhood, which is dividend reinvestment plan, meaning that dividend I get paid out every month from realty income, and any other dividend payer that I have set up on the DRIP plan, where that dividend's automatically reinvested back into shares of that company. So it's just a way to, without touching anything, grow your shares and grow your portfolio each month. So that's kind of cool. That's about the only news that I have. Not really any other news that I'm aware of on any of my other stocks. AMC, I mean, they're still talking about their plans have been pushed back to July. Sounds like before they start reopening, so should see a nice little increase there, and hopefully, that'll get them. I mean, they've been doing pretty well lately, holding their own, but that'll be really nice once they reopen. I just thought of one too. Disney kind of had a dip. They've gotten some negative news. There's petitions going around that their reopening plan for July isn't taking a lot of safety precautions into account. It's a lot of negative news regarding their reopening, so that kind of hurt them a little bit. So we'll see how they react to that and respond to that, and if they make any changes to that plan, any tweaks or anything, to get a little bit more positive news going for that and more excitement again. Sports, sounds like the NBA, that's been in the news a lot. I know, again, Anthony over at Malone Money Mindset, he talks about that quite a bit. NBA talking about doing their remainder of their season, playoffs, whatever, down at Disney, so that should help. That'll get something for ESPN to play rather than some of the just absolutely I don't watch ESPN. I'm not a huge sports guy. I love baseball. Don't even get me started on that, because they just had more news that, barring a miracle, season's done. There is no baseball season this year. The players, I'm just going to be flat out and say the players are being greedy, more worried about the money than playing a game that they supposedly love and giving back to the fans. So it sounds like there's going to be no baseball season, but I don't watch much. Even during baseball season, I don't watch a lot of ESPN. I grew up on ESPN, the Chris Bermans, the Dan Patricks, freaking love those guys, hilarious. But I kind of fell out of watching as I kind of lost interest in other sports other than baseball. I just kind of lost interest in ESPN, but this will be a big boost for them. They'll actually be able to get more real content rather than just replays. I can't remember, at work, where I was going with this, where I work at in our cafeteria, one of the channels one of the TVs in there is always on ESPN, and just the stuff that they're playing right now is ridiculous. It reminds me of in the movie Dodgeball, where they kind of pick on ESPN for having like ESPN 2, ESPN 3, ESPN Classics. So they're like ESPN 8, the Ocho, is the big one on dodgeball. I mean, that's kind of what it reminds me of, is some of that weird off programming and weird crap that you would find on something like that. So we'll be anxious to see ESPN get back to some real regular content, and that again is owned by Disney, so that'll hopefully spike them back up. But at this point, I'm just rambling now, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in. Again, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know how your stocks did last week, anything you're looking at for this week. Again, any suggestions on content. Like I said in my last video, I've just had so much going on that I'm way behind on everything. I've been in kind of a funk too. They always say like check on your happy friends, because they hide when they're down. That's kind of been me the past couple weeks, where just really dragging, really in a funk and trying to get out of it. So throw some positivity my way if you would, please. I'm trying to get out of this funk so I can get some stuff done and get you guys some better content. Because it's really disappointing, because I've been really slacking on advertising my content. I'm just basically throwing my videos. My last one, I still have to finish editing. I mean, it's been out since Thursday. I haven't even finished the description on it. I didn't put it out on any of my social medias, so whatever traction I'm getting on it is what I'm getting on it. But yeah, I just gotta get out of this funk and get back to a little bit better content, a little bit more exciting stuff. Probably spent too much time updating my MySpace. I mean, Becky made me mad last week, so Becky's out of my top 8. Just kidding. Haven't made a MySpace reference in a while, so I had to throw that in there. But yeah, I want to get some stuff done. I want to get my studio space finished. I've just got an absolute train wreck in my garage where my space is going to be at. I got to get that situated, which that is a daunting task. Once I do, my son's really excited because he wants to help me with my studio space. So I will have at least a helper on that one. But I want to get that done so I can start getting some different kinds of videos. Thick is that... It's videos you can watch when you're getting ready for work, when you're in the shower, when you're on your commute to work or whatever. You don't have to watch them so much. You can just listen and get all the information, because some videos you get a lot of charts and a lot of visuals, so it's hard to watch unless you can actually sit there and watch. That's kind of the appeal of my channel. Is mine is more geared towards just being able to listen in and get the information, and that is not in any way a knock on any of those other channels. I love those channels. I love having some, a lot, especially my friends out there on YouTube, love watching your videos in the mornings. I get up, I get my cereal and my coffee and sit there and watch, just put you guys videos on a little playlist and just run through them. It's great. But I would like to get into some more, like on my just driving up stocks outside of my Robinhood portfolio updates, like I've done with the ETFs and things in the past where I broke those down. But I want to be able to have some visuals behind me or whatever. So excited to get my studio space done so I can do that for you. But on that note, we'll let you all get out of here. I've held you up quite long enough. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you Thursday for our midweek update. Take care.